Hi, this is Jeff with Radical Honesty, and I'm on the topic of suicide. We are starting this subject with a sort of brief summary of Paul's teaching in the book of Philippians. He was imprisoned and people were piling on him. But one of the sort of major themes in this book is joy. So we're going to see how the Apostle Paul can turn circumstances that are negative for almost all people, and to see the joy that is found in Christ, to see Christ triumph over our circumstances. I'm going to read from Philippians chapter 1, verse 19 on, and it's a very familiar passage. It goes like this. For I know that through your prayers and the help of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, that this will turn out for my deliverance. For it is my eager expectation and hope that I will not be at all ashamed, but that with full courage now as always, Christ will be honored in my body, whether by life or by death. For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. If I am to live in the flesh, that means fruitful labor for me, yet which I shall choose I cannot tell. I am hard pressed between the two, my desire to depart and be with Christ, for that is far better. But to remain in the flesh is more necessary on your account. Convinced of this, I know that I will remain and continue with you for your progress and joy in the faith. Okay. Now, Paul understands the future hope that is found in Christ. That's why he says, to die is to gain. Oftentimes, if we are really burdened by negative emotions, we just want to end the situation because we can't bear it. The Apostle Paul understands something very, very important for the believer. You can't lose. Whether you die or whether you live, you can't lose. It's not a negative thing that forces you to take your life. Both are positive. Now, this is a very, very hard thing. For the second aspect of the positive is that though he knows of all the joy with Christ, he also knows the benefit of ministry to the Philippian believers. That is his gain. That is his ministry. And because of his understanding of what it means to minister to people, he has in his mind decided that this is what the will of the Lord is for his life, and that it is better for him at this time. This is really important for us because in America, you got to admit, we're very me-oriented, self-centered as a culture. Even if we're married or have a family, we often see relatives as relating to the central me, And if I don't get what I want, if I don't get what I need, then, it's not going to work out. We do this in ministry. What do I get from being here? Okay? I get my, accolades, my pay, But for the Apostle Paul, he sees something very, very important. People are primary ministry for him, to the point that even though he's in negative situations, imprisoned and people piling, on him, taking advantage of him because you had a lot of other false leaders who are doing things for selfish gain. He understands that because of his ministry to other people, what he can do, what he can add to them in terms of encouraging them and to grow in faith. This circumstance that is negative for most people becomes joyous because of others. You might be in a negative situation saying, this is a terrible thing. I just want to end my life, Here it is. Think of the people around you. Think of what you can do to help them. This is not easy, but through the Spirit and through the transformation of Jesus Christ, we're able to do this. Because it sort of represents what Jesus did for us, emptying himself for our sake. So I know that life can be tough, and that oftentimes it's not fair. But you know what? See life as a ministry to the people around you. And that might begin to change your sadness into joy.